Ooh, baby, the claws are out, and this time it's not just shade being thrown, it's full-on scandal. Word on the street, Emma Stone isn't just quietly supporting Justin Baldoni behind closed doors anymore. She's standing 10 toes down for him and coming for Blake Lively's neck in the process. Miss Emma is getting praised left and right for showing love to Justin, but things took a messy turn when fans noticed she didn't just show support. She threw not-so-subtle bombs at Blake, accusing her of being a full-blown bully behind the scenes. And now the internet is in absolute chaos trying to piece together what the hell really went down. Because baby, this tea? Scalding. Emma Stone, the girl who's usually classy, quiet, and never one to dip her toe into mess, finally cracked. And what spilled out? Nothing but pure betrayal, sabotage, and enough side-eye to level Hollywood. And guess what? All roads lead to Blake Lively. It all started with Emma giving a super reflective, no-names-mentioned interview recently. But let's be honest, fans connected those dots quicker than you could say XOXO. Emma spoke about a former co-star who did her dirty on a personal and professional level. And everybody is betting their last dollar that the snake in question, none other than Blake. It began with a deeply emotional project Emma poured her whole heart into. She wasn't just starring in it, she helped craft it from the ground up. Handpicked the director, helped build the cast, sis was locked in, and then, boom. Blake was cast as co-lead. Emma stayed hopeful. She thought, okay, let's make magic happen. Especially since Blake showed up to the first table read all sweet and supportive, playing the perfect friend. But honey, once those cameras started rolling, that's when the knives came out. Blake's scenes magically started getting longer, meatier, and juicier, while Emma's biggest moments? Snatched, deleted, gutted. And it didn't stop there. Blake's team started popping up in meetings Emma had organized. Press outlets started calling Blake the face of the movie, not Emma, Emma's stylist, suddenly getting pulled into matching Blake's red carpet looks, making Emma look like a sidekick instead of the lead she was supposed to be. And by the time the trailer dropped, Blake was straight up narrating it, like it was her solo project and Emma was just a random extra flashing by. Emma? Devastated. She just wanted equal footing. And instead, she got bulldozed. The movie, originally about sisterhood and healing, turned into a full-on Blake Lively solo showcase. And not a single soul spoke up for Emma. But Emma didn't throw tantrums. She didn't drag Blake by the wig publicly. She simply spoke her truth, and it hit harder than any exposed DM or shady tweet. The mask slips and the betrayal hits deeper. The final knife in Emma's back didn't even happen during filming. Nope, it came after. As the movie's release neared, Blake hit the press trail hard, making it all about her, talking about how she carried the emotional weight, how she discovered herself through this role. Sis made it sound like she wrote, directed, and produced the whole thing herself, barely dropping Emma's name. And when Emma was mentioned, it was passive, almost dismissive. Oh yeah, she was part of it too. It was subtle, but it was a blade twisting deep, and fans caught it. Blind items started swirling. Gossip blogs dropping hints about a washed-up actress phoning it in on set. No names were mentioned. But come on, we all knew they were talking about Emma. And the real kicker? Those tips sounded eerily similar to what Blake's team had allegedly been whispering about Emma behind the scenes. The final humiliation? Emma and Blake were supposed to do a joint magazine cover, huge promotional push, big deal. But guess what? Only Blake showed up, not because Emma bailed, but because she was never even invited. And the official story? Oh, Emma couldn't make it. Lies, baby. All lies. That's not a scheduling mix-up. That's a calculated move to erase someone from their own project. Emma's quiet clapback shook Hollywood, but Emma didn't go off. She didn't air dirty laundry. She smiled through the press tour like a pro, answered every question with grace, supported a film that had practically cut her heart out, and kept it moving. When reviews dropped, critics raved about Blake's performance, while Emma's was described as muted. But not because Emma didn't deliver, because all her best scenes had been chopped to bits. After that, Emma withdrew. No more ensemble projects, no more collaborations with Blake. Fans noticed, but Emma stayed silent until now. Flash forward to a low-key podcast interview months later. Emma gets asked a simple question: what's something the industry doesn't see about you? And Emma, sweet Emma, dropped a bomb. She said, "People mistake silence for agreement. I trusted someone I shouldn't have. No names needed." The internet went full FBI mode. Old interviews were rewatched, behind-the-scenes footage re-examined, timelines compared, and one by one, the dominoes fell. Former Blake co-stars posted shady messages about fake sisterhood. Writers whispered about scripts rewritten to favor one actress's vanity. Costume designers hinted at Blake demanding special fittings to out outshine other characters. It wasn't a scream. It was a slow-building roar. And finally, people started looking at Blake Lively with new, suspicious eyes. Blake's legal drama, hypocrisy exposed. Meanwhile, Blake's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, falling apart at the seams. More and more people are calling on Blake to drop it already. Because, baby, if there's one thing the court hates, it's unclean hands. Meaning, you can't sue someone for bad behavior if you've been doing the same shady stuff yourself. And let's not forget, footage exists from Blake's 2018 movie, A Simple Favor, where she's laughing about grabbing Henry Golding's crotch during an improvised scene. Yup, Blake made that call herself, even bragged about how she kept grabbing harder and harder while the director cheered her on. Fast forward to 2024, and now Blake's out here crying harassment because Justin Baldoni said she smelled nice after a spray tan. Girl, be serious. And just when you thought it couldn't get more messy, baby, it does. Because not only is there video of Blake being handsy with her co-star and laughing about it, now her own legal strategy is exposing even more dirt. Get this, one of Blake's main defenses against Justin's countersuit, she didn't lie, she just left out context. Translation, she told half-truths and hoped nobody would notice. Example, Blake claimed Justin entered her trailer while she was breastfeeding. Horrifying, right? Except she invited him in. She conveniently left that part out until she got called on it. Girl, the math ain't mathing. Hollywood's dirty secrets, Blake's shady connections, and this whole scandal is pulling the curtain back on just how deep Blake's protection in Hollywood runs. Because let's be real, Blake's public image? Squeaky clean fairy tale princess vibes. But behind the scenes? There are rumors swirling about her ties to some of Hollywood's darker, more sinister corners. We're talking about shady family ties, connections to secretive power players, whispers about programs that manipulate young stars. Not just your basic celeb cover-up, we're talking a whole system built to shield her while others get chewed up and spit out for way less. Makes you wonder, right? Why are some people protected at all costs, while others like Emma Stone, who genuinely mind their business, get steamrolled? Reminder, what Blake actually accused Justin of. And just to refresh your memory, here's what Blake accused Justin of. Kissing her neck without permission during filming, sucking her bottom lip during a scene without consent, making inappropriate remarks about her body, talking openly about his struggles with porn addiction around her, claiming he could communicate with her dead father spiritually, causing her emotional distress. And when Blake spoke up, she claims Justin launched a smear campaign against her, allegedly trying to ruin her reputation. Justin, of course, has hit back hard, calling her accusations fabricated, exaggerated, and a flat-out attempt at character assassination. And trust, the battle lines are drawn. The plot thickens Blake's complaint drama, and just when it couldn't get any juicier, the way Blake filed her complaint raised even more eyebrows, because instead of filing a formal legal complaint, she handed it straight to the New York Times. Not a courtroom, not HR, not even her own production company. She went straight for headlines. And baby, if that doesn't scream clout chase, I don't know what does. Oh, and it gets better. The complaint? Not even signed by Blake herself. It was signed by her lawyer, Ezra Hudson. Meaning, if this ever goes to court, Blake has just enough wiggle room to say, oh, it wasn't me saying those things. It was my legal team stating what I believed. AKA, if she's caught exaggerating or lying, she can dodge perjury charges by claiming it was all just her opinion, calculated, chilling, cunning. Blake's karma incoming. Meanwhile, Justin's team is reportedly gearing up to use that A Simple Favor crotch grab footage against her in court. Because how are you going to accuse someone else of misconduct when there's literal video evidence of you doing something way more explicit on camera and laughing about it? If that clip gets shown to a jury, oh baby, Blake's credibility might not just crack, it might shatter into a million little pieces. Blake's public image is crumbling, and while all this is unfolding behind the scenes, Blake's public image, tanking, hard. Fans are dragging her for the smallest things, and they're noticing everything now. Like that innocent little moment where she showed up to help her friend's donut shop? Yeah, turned into a PR nightmare. Blake posted pics of herself baking and handing out donuts, hair flowing all cutesy, like she was shooting a Pantene commercial. But what did the internet clock immediately? Her hair was down, long blonde locks swinging around open food, no hairnet, no ponytail, nothing. And if you know even the basics of food safety, you know that's a huge violation, like literally illegal in food service. Fans went in, calling it unsanitary, gross, and desperate PR. Some even accused Blake of staging the whole donut day as a way to distract from her legal mess with Justin. And insiders spilled that Blake went rogue with the idea. Her PR team didn't even approve it. She just wanted to look relatable. And instead, she looked messy, reckless, and out of touch. Not a good look, Blake. Not a good look at all.
Now, as we all know, It Starts With Us actress Blake Lively is, of course, suing co-star Justin Baldoni for alleged sexual harassment, among many other things that went down on set there. But she's now under fire for her own, what's being described as disgusting act while filming A Simple Favor in 2018.
So, where does this leave Blake? Between Emma's quiet but devastating exposure, the hypocrisy of her own behavior on past film sets, the shady way her complaint was handled, and her rapidly tanking public reputation, Blake Lively is spiraling hard. The same Hollywood that once worshipped her is starting to whisper. The same media that once protected her is starting to dig. And fans, they're seeing her for who she really is. Not the quirky girl next door, not the fairy tale princess, but a strategic, calculating player who got caught. Final word, Emma's silent power. Meanwhile, Emma Stone, still keeping it cute, still keeping it classy, still letting the truth speak louder than any headline ever could, because Emma didn't need to yell, she didn't need to leak DMS or fight on Instagram. She just told her truth, softly, powerfully. And Hollywood is still reeling. And Blake? Well, let's just say the walls are closing in.
Film revealed it was Blake Lively's idea to put her hand on co-star Henry Golding's crotch.
Insert clip from 6:25 to 6:21. What do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Blake Lively? Or can she somehow claw her way back? Sound off in the comments, because baby, this tea isn't cooling down anytime soon.